Greetings! Today is April the 9th of 2026. Follow-up to my video from the other day. I have tried applying warm water to this, but I could not get it to reshape very much. I will try hot water and then increasing levels of hot air, but the problem is going to be the crack. So when you're trying to bend this piece back into place, instead of the whole width of that right there actually transmitting across, it wants to only go as far as the crack. So probably won't get much better on that than what I already did. One thing I misspoke in the previous video, I said the spring didn't work on this, and then clearly the spring worked. What doesn't work is the thing that's supposed to hold it in place when you bend it at 90 degrees, and then you're supposed to hit this button to release it to make it go like that, and that didn't happen. Also, I talked about the little blue gun, and it sounded like I was saying, and I might have even been confused when I said it, that it came with the other set, but actually it came with the critical mission arms, and it goes in this arm right here. So a little blue blaster gun or whatever, I don't know exactly. A lot of my Star Wars figures use that gun at different times in their careers. So. And this arm, let's just find out if it works, because if it doesn't work, then it could just be corroded batteries on it. Yeah, it doesn't work with the battery in that position. And I don't think it goes the other way. But perhaps. Nope. So I'm going to go after this with some white vinegar and see if I can get it restored to functionality. But it has not worked in a longo timeo. So we'll just have to see how that goes. So, Maskatron. You know, it occurred to me when I was showing all this that there actually were some other $6 Million Man items. The clothes for Maskatron, the shirt and the pants. Socks are long gone. Are with my 12-inch Star Wars figures, as you saw in a video shot when I was in Mississippi. And they are in deep, deep storage. I would have to move a lot of stuff to get to them at the moment. So I haven't yet redressed him with his original clothes, but let's put his limbs on him. So this is the leg that I think was separate. Maybe not. No, both his legs work. I don't know why I didn't have one of them on him. What I was really scared about was the fact that his head was attached in that vehicle, and these limbs are all spring-loaded to simulate being damaged in a battle. So, and you can lock them. I think up is locked, and down is to fire it. So that means I was compressing this spring for 20 years. So the fact that that head worked a few minutes ago when I tested it and worked just now on camera, I'm very pleased about. So I will have to make sure to take his limbs back off of him. Now we can do humanoid limbs. Okay, that may be broken right there. Maybe a spring broken in that upper arm. This one works. So, and you can fire them, or, like I say, put them in the locked position. Oh, that's not the locked position, pardon me. So that they cannot fire. And this one just feels like something's broken inside that arm that would lock it in place. So that's probably going to prevent putting either of those arms on. But put him in this configuration with humanoid limbs, and then he could impersonate either, excuse you, Oscar Goldman. Steve, I have an important mission for you. I don't really remember the show that much. I just remember the toys. Or Steve Austin. And I liked this face better because he didn't have the gaping hole in his skull that was the telescopic bionic vision feature. They also incorporated that on the large-size Boba Fett, which I thought was a misstep as well. So, or he's just got this robotic face underneath. Now look at this. He's a big silver robot, right? So, I'm going to eject this arm automatically. Hope that didn't just damage a spring. We're going to put this arm in. So, now this claw grabber arm, it's got a spring to it there. And it was the less cool one, I guess, after the suction cup. But the suction cup would look like this if that rubber hadn't rotted ages ago. Also, there were 2 black rubber tubes to the dual launch set that I think I threw out long ago because they were already just rotting. I'm wondering if aquarium tubing could work, if it's the right inner diameter. I'll have to look into that and see if I can get the dual launch playset working. And his limbs are probably not going to allow him to stand. But, so what I would do is take the little Darth Vader piece. I talked about this in a previous video. From the TIE Fighter, the die-cast TIE Fighter, and it was the perfect size to nestle in this arm right here. So, look at that. So, I used him as a giant mech, and Darth Vader was piloting him from in the claw hand there. So I didn't have the Darth Vader TIE Fighter, but the white TIE Fighter came with a Vader piece anyway, and I have since procured the gray one, which looks a little better. Silver and black and gray goes better than silver and black and white. But that's not who I did it with. This was who was in there back in the 70s. And so Darth Vader could fly among my Starfleet, Maskatron could fly among my Starfleet piloted by Darth Vader. So it was just a great big huge robot that was playing with my Star Wars toys. Or, as I talked about in the previous video, he could be this tall compared to Star Wars figures, and he was a mech being piloted by a Jawa inside that backpack compartment where, look at that. You hadn't been in there in a minute, have you, buddy? At least 20 years. So yeah, this Jawa could, you know, kind of take over the junk bots arena, piloting a giant mech. So, and I don't think at the time I'd ever heard of a mech concept. So I sort of came up with that in the, 78 era, somewhere in that ballpark, because I would have already had this toy prior to that. So yeah, I guess I was just ahead of the curve on that one. So, all right. I will do more videos when I've found Maskatron's clothing, and in the meantime, thank you for watching. Like I say, I remember these toys better than I remember the actual television show. So, and I'm surprised I've hung on to them this long, and that they are in overall as good a condition as they are for being from, the mid-70s, early 70s, mid-70s, before Star Wars even came out. There's Maskatron. Thanks for watching.